So how I do these third millenniums is place them that way around first, the way they're going to be on the shoe, especially with the side clips, they get in the way a bit, you know, because you've got to get it right. Put the shoe on down, place it over there where it's going to be, position it. Then what I do is I mark where my clips are going with a pencil, here and here, and then I put the clips down, pop it on. That sort of locks in place then, it doesn't move anyway. And then what I do is mark with a drill that I'm going to bore out. Just give it a quick mark, but don't push it all the way through because it snags on the nail hole. So you just mark, 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 and mark, and then literally pull the pad off, put it over your hardy or your brittle hole, and just push the drill on through quickly without it snagging on the nail hole and the shoe underneath. Straight through. So, mark the nail hole, pad, put it off. Straight through, remove your burrs, and then gives you plenty of room for your nail to sit in without it getting diverted by the pad into the wall, or a bit more feeling going on when you nail on. So I'm using the Plano D20 Light. I mix it basically, some people mix it all at the same time, but I think it gives you more time if you stick just the one into the copper sulphate and get a bit in there. So I've got a bit on the copper sulphate. You don't have to go mad, there's plenty on there. Mix all that up, stick it in again, there's plenty. It's cheap stuff, this copper sulphate. And then grind your pad up on this, get rid of all that extra material because it's really hard to take off your rack. And then pop the shoe in. What we do, put some, I've pre-mixed some Vaseline and copper sulphate. Just why I brushed that up. This had the other foot's worse, but stick that down the sides. The sulphite, get it in the bottom. In there, get it nice and deep. You can rub it around the outside as well.
Carry on.
Alright, so Vaseline out there. Right, you don't want this sulphite to get blocked up with firm de plano, so get a bit of Play-Doh, put it on top, and you can smear it down the sulphite. Also makes you use a little bit less de plano, which is not a biggie, but I know, get a grip.
You've got like 4 separate videos.
Yeah, it's alright. I've got a splice thing. Okay. So we've got this here, and your de plano and your plasticine, Play-Doh, should I say, over the top. And then put that down, mix your de plano up together. It's so soft this is. Onto the top of that. Got into the top of my Play-Doh cup. Whack him together, mix him up. You want to do this very light. Right, so we're mixing the de plano up. Right, get that down there, pick the foot up, pop it on where you want it, and that'll smudge down to the toe and out there. A little thin layer at the toe, very thin because it's got a drop sole, very thin there, almost nothing, because it's we don't want that pressurising. That's nice there. Give it a good push. Fix the shoe. With 2 nails. Don't worry about them too much. Just get that horse to stand on that now. Pick up the other foot, make sure he stands on it. Maybe walking forward, I like to get him to take a step so they really move on it, or pushing back on it. Really scudges it. And then, that was a good amount, not too much, we didn't have too much waste. Just clean off the waste before it's set. I like to just push it back out a touch. Just get your finger in there, because this has got a flat sole that's dropped, and I don't want to over pressurise it. I want it to take support it. I don't want to over pressurise it. So just push a little bit more out with your finger if you have to. Most of it will come out once the horse stands on it. But you don't over pressurise these drop soles. Clean it off, and then it's ready to nail on. So I'm using the aluminium blanking top because I'm putting the pad on, and the dental impression material just gets a bit heavy, so we use these aluminium ones instead when we try and do that. Heavy steel, but in all fairness it would have been easier to fit this horse with steel because it's got quite straight feet, very straight sides, and the aluminium blanking tops are so hard. And I had a quick look, that's what we've come up with. So, managed to get them on. It's not perfect, it's not finished off like with a sanding system and anything, but they're on. This is the worst foot. Behind for it, it's a bit weak behind. We've got gimlet and laterals which are out the packet jobs, refitted, just to give it a bit of heel support. Very tricky feet, rotten.